All right, we're live. Very exciting. I am. It's Sunday. I've been working on my comic on Not Death But Love: The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, the graphic novel that I've been doing for Turner Publishing. Let me see if I can get a little more. Yeah, okay. I think the light's better now. Yeah. So I'm in the penciling stage. I'll show a little bit of where I'm at on it, and then I was planning on just playing a really quick game of Risk between penciling. So even though a lot of that process I don't share online, I figure that I want to be generating content for you guys, and also I tend to play Risk when I'm working on comics in between things, and so I finished 2 panels, just the linear lines, and so I'm going to be playing a game of Risk and hopefully doing better than on my last stream. If you want to see me fail epically, watch the last live stream. But anyhow, hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday. And I should also mention, also, if you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Joshua Kemble. I've been an art director for about 8 years. I've been an illustrator and graphic designer professionally for over 20. And when I'm not doing illustration, graphic design, and cartooning, and art directing, then I'm working on cartooning, which is making graphic novels like Two Stories and Jacob's Apartment, which are my 2 books that are out. If you want to support indie comics and you're into like slice of life or autobiographical confessional work, I encourage you to check those books out. And I'm going to show you guys a real quick sneak peek of just where I'm at on the book so far. So I am working on page 72 of my graphic novel. I'm getting closer to a point where I can do live streams while working on it again. But I've been in the process of just kind of getting pencils done. So let me show you that real quick. Okay, there it is. So over there is the what I believe over here is the 2 penciled panels that I have so far. And that's kind of where I'm at on page 72. I'm hoping to kind of get these done by the end of the day. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be working on. And then occasionally I might be hopping on here and playing a game of Risk because I'm a nerd and I really enjoy Risk. I enjoy playing the game of Risk. It's a fascinating kind of game where there's a lot of tactics. Generally, I play standard fixed traditional map, fixed, but I've been getting into progressive lately, which is pretty cool, which is a totally different gameplay. So on fixed, like when you accrue cards, you get certain troop bonuses. On progressive, the troop bonuses increase as the game goes on. So it creates this like really tense, interesting situation where there's still a little bit of the strange politics and like having to read other players going on. But a lot of it's about like kind of accruing the right amount of troops to kind of dominate the board very quickly. So it's a game that starts very slow and then ends really epically and really quickly. And it actually works better for like in between frames kind of stuff. So I told myself, I'm like, if I get, 2 panels done for this page, then I will allow myself 1 game of Risk. So let's find a game. Let's go to our Risk cam. Boom, here it is. And also, if you guys are watching this stream, before we get into play, hit like, right? Hit share, do all that stuff. Leave a comment to let me know what you think about these Risk streams. I usually stream art, but I have been streaming live games of Risk because it's something I enjoy rather frequently. This is my username on Risk, and basically, I was a master for a while. A couple games ago, I went from like master to like all the way down like to where I almost lost intermediate and went back to like beginner, which is insane. But I just had a slew of bad games. I'm back to just barely an expert on Risk, and I'm hoping to move that expert to master and then that master to grandmaster. That's kind of the overall goal, is to try. But you lose ranking points and gain ranking points depending on your games. These are globally played games, and so the ranking is all based on your performance playing other players all across the world that are equally obsessed with Risk. So all that being said, let's find a game. This is the most boring part of the stream, is finding the game. But I encourage you to stay with me because they're really intense and fun games. Should be a fairly quick live stream, but I thought again, like I was about to take a break from working on comics for the day, and I realized I should stream this. So, all right, here we go. We're gonna get into a game. So let's find a game. That would be a good start. And I'm looking for progressive games. That's basically what I'm kind of interested in currently because they go pretty quick, and ideally one with 6 players. So we're going to see if we can find one that has 6 players that's progressive. 3-minute timer is insane. The longer timers are usually set to like kind of bait newer players. But let's see. We're looking for progressive games. That's a lot of games that are available too. So I want to make sure I'm refreshing because it was like up to like 55, which I'm like guessing have been closed out. Okay, this one has blizzards. It's progressive. It's 2 out of 6. Let's do it. It looks like this player may potentially be using alt account because they have the same icons, which is always a really suspicious thing, but it'll be fun to see. We also have Christopher Runsman saying, destroy them all, Kremlinator. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on making some world destruction here. Yes, I am ready for this game. We'll see if all the players work in coordination or not. Hopefully they don't. That is a downside of sometimes playing these games online. Is there's occasional people that come in pre-gaming knowing they're all going to work together. Okay. By the way, this is a setting where, and now I'm blanking out on the term, but if you see these little things that look like snowflakes on the map, that's a setting on Risk that changes up the map by putting certain random blockades in place. And so that can actually be pretty fun. And then we're playing progressive, so this will get intense. Magenta is, by the way, my other setting I should mention. If you see a little clouds, and I'm the black player, I'm little triangles. I figured out that setting is like a setting you can use for color blindness, which I don't have, but I do find it really useful. The more you can kind of isolate what your specific troops are on the map. So I like to play under those settings just so that I can see the shapes as well. So magenta solidly holding a territory. With progressive, it's not so much about territory. I am not liking how my odds are looking here. If that 10 moves down, that's not a good sign. And it does seem like these players are working in consort with each other in all reality. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but it does kind of look like that because it looks like red moved to block my 5. It looks like the red 5 in Australia is moving out. It'll be interesting to see if they end up in hostilities with each other or if it specifically targets, the player that's not using that same icon. It'll be fun to see. What I'm going to do, I think, is just consolidate my 4 to my 5. And I think I'll chill out possibly with my 5 in Kamchatka. I think that's my best play. I think, unfortunately, if there's collaboration, I'm probably going to lose that 5, which won't be fun. That 5 stack is not a stack I want to lose. But I've got my 12 in Kamchatka. And the catch in this game is you don't want to be usually the first to cash in. It starts out with a very small card bonus. It doesn't matter which match you have of cards. Once you get 3 cards, you get that are matching turn-inable, cash-inable cards. You get 4 at first, and it accelerates. So that will accelerate every cash in by every player by about 5. And then up until it's like you get like 50 bonuses and stuff like that. Usually this game kind of ends once people start getting about 30 to 40 troops in bonuses. That's how quickly it kind of escalates. So it's all about exponential growth in this game, where it's like very slow at first. You really want to play very cautiously initially, because you don't want to be doing your cash-ins just nonchalantly of your troops, because your whole point is to just accrue a really big army at first. And then as the game progresses, that's when you want to start getting a little more aggressive. I'm kind of glad to see purple move down. I'm curious to see if 9 follows. If that red 9 above purple follows. But it looks like purple is going to make a play for Australia. Magenta is going to kind of work their way through North America, but they're playing more of a game of trying to get territory. I'm playing a game of trying to get a big stack. At this point, I'm not paying too much attention to the territories. I'm paying more attention to where everyone is located on the map and how do I avoid being in a kill position for another player. But if that 12 hits my 5, there's definitely collaboration. The fact that it didn't is a good sign. Wow. No Australia, no win, guys. That red just really wants Australia. These players in Australia, it's the weirdest thing in the world. They just cannot, like, they don't even care if it costs them the game. They're just like, no, Australia is mine. Okay. How are you doing, Christopher? How are the comics coming? Christopher Runciman did a really hilarious, well, I already talked about it and showed it on stream, but he did a really hilarious 1-page comic about the Kremlin, which is my nickname for the people who follow my vlog or my live streams. Okay, so it looks like blue is making a slow play for England. All players right now are playing pretty haphazardly. I think that magenta is playing the most competently at this point, and magenta is the biggest threat on the board. Okay, here we go. I think what I'll do is I'm going to move my Okay, I don't want to delay too much. So I think I will actually consolidate into my stack here. Just going to get a nice big army. So I got a card. That's good. And we don't want to be the first to cash in. Red is in really bad shape. Red will get taken out of this game probably in about a turn or two. White is playing kind of weird too. I'm not quite sure why they would clear out. Maybe they're hoping that red bursts through there and then they can pull that 5. Purple's in a really bad spot too. Wow. Everybody's going nuts for Australia. So Christopher said, finishing a 2-page comic on phobias, page 102 and 3, post tonight that I started Friday. Nice. Excited to see that. You guys should all be following Christopher Runciman if you're into comics. He's doing some really great work. So red is in real trouble here. Yeah, so red overshot magenta right now. It's funny. I'm trying to tell if magenta, red, and purple are collaborating. It's starting to look like that might be the case, because just the way they're like clearing out their accounts. It's very strange. Okay, we have blue continuing, trying to kind of make things happen. Almost by obligation, this next turn, I have to kill purple. So we're going to take out purple and get that card bonus. Which is sad because that means we have to do the low bonus, but it's like, how can we not? Like, you absolutely have to take that bonus. But I don't want Australia, so I'm going to go ahead and move up after I get a card. We're going to move our 14 up here. I don't want to get in a war for Australia at this point. We have a really good card turn in next turn too, which is great. That puts us ahead of the curve. So in this game, you usually don't want to be the first to turn in cards, but I feel pretty confident about this. Magenta will be a threat, but Magenta, if they cash in their cards, only gets 6 cards, which is kind of good news for me. I don't know why, like, white is really like stretching. They're playing themselves too thin too. So right now the competition's very strange and confusing. Does Magenta cash in for a bonus, or do they just break North America? Christopher Runsman said, I think they're weirdly fighting over Aussie land. Always in this game. Everybody's crazy for Australia. Everybody knows the Australia strategy, so they always kill themselves for it. What I want to see is a player cash in, and it looks like a player did. We have red. Wait, red didn't cash in. Well, that's a shame that I can't take advantage of that. It would be fun to kill red. What does blue do at this point? Okay. No one is challenging magenta. That to me is very strange. I will probably do a full card turn in again, just to keep my stack nice and big. Again, you usually don't want to be turning in cards too early, but I feel like with this, I do. Because I can. Should I go for red? Let's see what we can do here about red. Can we take red out? Oh my gosh, we got their cards. I love it. So we've got red's cards. That's good. Now we get another cash in at our next turn if we don't get killed by magenta. Magenta may kill me on their next turn because that's going to become a 21, but it's going to be hard for a 21. Actually, like more like a 26 because nobody's breaking Magenta's character. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with Magenta when they do the cash in. Do they come straight for me for those 5 attractive cards? Do they have a card turn in? They must. Or they're going to go for white. They don't have a card turn in. You guys, this game might actually be mine. So I accrued 10 cards on my next turn. How many cards does... Oh, I love it. I'm really liking my positioning on this game. I have to think about this correctly, though. Is blue going to block me from making the kill on white? Is another question. Blue has 18. That's it's a little dangerous that they're moving toward me too. I don't know why they're slow rolling a 1. Okay, good. Okay, I think this next turn we're going to go in for the kill. Because we can slow roll that into victory on the entire game if played right. So I'm going to go ahead and make this, let's make this 9 cards. Let's make this 27. And we're going to take out white for their cards. Ooh, we kind of do need to move a little quicker. Can I kill anyone else, or is it best for me to just kind of chill? Let's see. 19 does not take out. Okay, so what I need to do now is just go ahead and move my 13 here. And I'm going to go ahead and move that down here. I know that I'm going to be coming after again, but I have a nice cash card turn in pretty soon. I might have moved too quick. I might have been the first to kill too soon, because now they're going to get those fat bonuses. Magenta is definitely going to aim to break my territory and take North America. Yeah, I should have taken red entirely, but I didn't have enough numbers to take red. So the hope is, hopefully blue does not have a card turn in. Hopefully blue goes at red. But blue instead is going to break North America of mine. I'm surprised they're not going to break Magenta's. Yeah, they kind of need to break red. I do not have a card turn in. I don't know if the problem is now I'm card blocked. Ooh, that sucks. I think they had an alliance, but I definitely am card blocked here, so I cannot get a card, which in this game is a death sentence. My only real option here would be to break blue. So we're going to go ahead and try the slow roll to see if we have any luck breaking blue to get a card. I don't think we will because we're getting bad rolls, which is strange because we're casting 3 dice versus their 2. So if we get really bad luck, then, which so far we're getting really bad luck. But in theory, this should work to get that card. Oh, goodness. It's not going to. Oh, maybe it will. I want that card. I really want that card. Yes. Okay, we got that card. And we fed Magenta that bonus, which is fine. So Magenta's going to probably take this game, but it was a good game. I do have a healthy... Oh, I don't have a card bonus coming up. What a shame. So Magenta's going to go through this, get a card bonus. Maybe not. Oh my gosh, they misplayed. They misplayed. Magenta misplayed. I love it. I'm still in the game. Magenta could have had this game if they hadn't left that one, but they left that one in South America, which is great. Hopefully blue has a card turn in. That would be amazing. Magenta has just made a fatal error. It's not necessarily super fatal, though, because I have no way of killing blue. So Magenta will kill blue for 4 cards and take this game. Unless my bonus, I can't remember what bonus I'm going to be getting. Yeah, if the only way it works is if they break Africa, like, we still have a shot at winning this game. Instead, what they're doing is delaying, which is really annoying. You don't want players that just delay all day. Right now, I'm trying to do the math of, like, if it's possible to break them, because my 4 cards I can't cash in. I will gain a card my next turn, though. But red is going to gain about 20 troops on their next card turn in, and they're in kill position to take me out of the game. Okay, you know what? We can take this game. What's our best bet? 3 to get to there. That pays for itself. Yep, this is our best play. Okay, this is going to be the game or not the game, depending on how this 7 hits this 4. Ha! We got it! Oh, that's all I needed. Okay, we are going to win this game. We have to win this game. So, right now what I need to do is really measure it out. I want this to have about 9. Let's have 9 there. Okay, and then we'll do 19 here. You know what? We may not win this game. I think we will win this game, though. So we're going to move our 19, gradually take out all of magenta. It's not going to be enough to take out all of magenta, but it at least puts magenta in a position where magenta will only have, if they have a card turn in, they'll have like maybe 20 cards. And that's okay with me. Because what we're going to do is we're going to launch our 7 right into their stack. So they have 5 cards, and the math just is not going to work out for them. Oh, come on. Okay. They did have a card turn, and they have 25 troops. 33 versus 64. They still lose this game. They have to lose this game. Because I have a 30 turn in on my next turn, and I have 5 cards. There's no physical earth on which they can win this game at this point. So I have played this much better than my previous games. I think my best starting point is going to be starting on the little tip of Europe and just kind of working my way through. And we will close out this game with victory. Unless I run out of time. That's the only way I would lose this game. Maybe we start by hitting their 9 stack. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Let's get our full card cash in. Okay. So let's start here by hitting their 9 stack and just gradually work our way through. Just one location at a time. And don't panic. Just take it one step at a time. They have no card turn in on their next turn. So even if I miss my turn and run out of time, they have no chance in hell of winning this game. But I think we're going to fully execute this game right now. So this game will end. I usually say good game, but I don't have time to do that without risking time. And victory. Let's see who we were playing against. Christopher said, nice win. Thank you. We were playing against intermediate, an expert, a beginner, a novice, and a beginner. So the expert was magenta. So that leaves us in expert mode. I think that we will do possibly, let's see. You know what? You guys are awesome. We got some viewers right now. I think what we'll do is one more game before I get back to comics. I'm not going to go like 3 games, but I feel good about that game. That was a pretty cool version of risk progressive. And so I think I feel good about that. Why not risk it again and see if we have another good game, or if, like last time, we have an epic failure. Here is the trailer for Jacob's Apartment. While this trailer is playing, if you want me to play a second game of this before I get back to comics and hang out with you guys for a little bit longer, because I do feel like a live stream should at minimum be like an hour. So I want to give you guys an hour of content, but I ask one thing: hit that like button if you haven't. I see there's people watching right now. I want to see as many likes as people watching. And when I get back, we'll possibly play another game. Okay, so here is Jacob's Apartment trailer, and I will be back, and we will rock one last game of Risk before I get back to my lonely life drawing comics all day. Speak clearly, it seems that only in dreams can we these things we've seen and walk around breathing things. I don't know the part to play in this heart of mine. There's dissonant things, they split at the seams. All right, we're back. We are waiting for a progressive game of Risk to kind of load up. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are joining this, so I'm going to give it a minute, and then if not, we'll join a second game. But this will be cool. I feel confident from my last win, which is a good setup for a failure. So we'll see if we can eke out 2 victories in a row on stream. That would be amazing. We'll just have to see. I like General Handsome. I almost wonder if that is a viewer of our stream, because they are a handsome general. It's like a joke that we have on stream about being a handsome artist. We'll see. So you'll notice that my icon's updated too. I have this cowboy zombie with messed up teeth, which I think is very apropos since I don't sleep a lot, so I can look like a zombie, and I definitely have messed up teeth. So it's a good avatar for myself. All right. Oh, this is an interesting version of the game. We are kind of changing it up a bit. Prior to this, I've been playing a lot of fixed games on stream. Most of those are auto-assigned. I didn't notice that this one isn't auto-assigned, which is kind of okay. So in this case, you're supposed to kind of pick the territories. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, and I'm going to try to build out a chain and not worry about territory. So all of these people are going to be trying to build a territory, most likely. Like they're going to try to take Asia, or, in this case, no one's taking Africa, which is shocking. But I'm going to find like a nice spot. And ideally, I want to surround my first placement. We'll see if we can get away with that. I'm third player, so the people I need to be most concerned with wiping me out first turn would be magenta and purple. So in this case, most of the time they give you an auto map. In this case, you actually pick your map. I'm surprised nobody's blocking purple, but I don't want to be the guy who does. Because again, this is a progressive game, and progressive is all about your stacks and less about territory. The territory will come if you play properly at the beginning. But at the beginning, those who hold territory don't necessarily win the game. I'm really shocked, though, that no one is blocking purple. That's very strange. They're just going to let purple take. So purple's going to get a nut. Purple's not even taking the territory. That's a little shocking, too. Very weirded out by that, actually. So purple's going to be going for the whole shebang. Blue finally blocks purple. I've already been asked by General Handsome for an alliance. General Handsome must be a handsome artist. I will take that allyship. And so I'll tell you my tactic too on this. So people are, well, we'll have to kind of play it by ear by measuring how purple and magenta play. Red is lost for what to do. It's very strange. Okay, now we're going to start building our stacks. This is a good sign. I should have made my stack in the middle for my tactic to work, but this will still work. So everybody's spreading out their stacks, except for Magenta, who's playing the same tactic as I am. But that's okay, because Magenta has blocked themselves from hitting me, so I'm not concerned about Magenta using the same tactic. Magenta will take Australia, and they will be my strongest threat. Probably, depending on how they play. Magenta's my ally, so that's interesting that they're taking the same tactic. The starting players, Magenta isn't taking the same tactic. I mean, they technically kind of are taking the same tactic. And at this point, purple's probably like, what the hell is this guy doing? Because they expect you to kind of spread out and buff up multiple stacks of troops. I think it's always shocking for people. But we're playing progressive. At the beginning of progressive, all I would be trying to do during that game is to build my stack. So when you play a game of progressive like this, like spreading out your stack, is not ideal. So why would I? I'm just going to consolidate it all to this one spot. I like it all being there. And I'm not coming to clear out any players. Like, to me, the first few turns of progressive, it's really important to take as little losses as you can. So I want to disincentivize purple from like trying to slam my stack. But what I am doing is also creating an arms race nearby. So like now blue is like, crap, I gotta consolidate my forces. Poor blue. But like, we're not in a bad spot for a beginning. I should have started one to the right, though. That was my intention when I was picking those that arrangement. So I accidentally put my first two on the center of Europe, And I wanted it to be on the rightmost, area in Europe. By the way, the tactic I'm using isn't like an always win strategy. It was kind of gauged. Like I was gonna take this tactic, but I wanted to gauge it based on the people around me. Because you can't use this tactic if everyone's using this tactic. Does that make sense? I like that red is blocked from attacking me. That would be really advantageous if red's turn was before mine. But red's turn is not before mine. I think, let me see. So purple next turn will take South America. They're going to probably, that wouldn't be the move I would take if I were them. I'd move that 4 up and then move the 3 over to their 7 to kind of buff up their 7. Because that 4 is not, yep, good call on purple's part. So purple solidly holds South America. And is also in a very threatening position to me. So I'm at direct threat by purple, probably on their next cash-in. Magenta takes Australia. They must be very proud. All the no Australia, no win kids are like, no! The game is over. They have Australia. It only needs 1 stack to hold it. There's no fighting that. I'm kidding, by the way. Australia very well might win. It is a good continent. It is easy to hold with only 1 stack. It is the preferable place to launch an attack from Risk early in game. But it is not the win-all, end-all of Risk. Is blue going to come at me? Blue's going to come at... Oh! Oh, blue suicides out. And they're out of the game. That was unexpected. Blue suicided out. That pretty much, well, then again, it doesn't really hand the game because they're only giving you 1 card if you clear the map. That's one reason why you don't want to accrue massive troops on the border or internally, you know. But so red's still in the game. If red's smart, they're not going to just go at blue right now. Because half the game of Risk is like, you'll have stuff like that happen and you want to have an emotional reaction by like getting more going. And if red just kind of chills there, and consolidates, maybe moves their 3 to their 5 stack, then they might have a chance of actually surviving this game a little bit. Not much. I mean, blue just ruined both of their games. It's one of the reasons I dislike the suicide play in general. Oh! So now they're just going AWOL. And this gives... Now they've given 2 to purple. If purple plays their cards right. So purple can accrue 2 cards on their turn. If purple goes hard at... yeah, because I don't think white has a chance of clearing either of those people. So purple could take out, what is it? 13 plus 5. So 18. Oh, purple can't. But purple could get at least the 1 card. Oh, wait. Except that blue doesn't even have a card. I love it. I hope everybody goes AWOL just trying to get that 1 card of... Okay. I really hope purple takes that 1 card. I don't know why they would for no card take out blue, but I hope they do. So far, purple's my most competent competitor. Red is not super unscary either. Or sorry, not red, purple or pink. Pink is doing okay. Magenta, I should say. this early in the game, and we've had 2 players who've suicided out. So what white is doing isn't a bad move. White is basically trying to kind of chill and just collect cards once red and blue have gotten big enough. I'm hoping that white also sees that purple has red's 1 right under a kill position in Africa. So like if you're white, you don't want to go hard at red and clear them out and forget that there's that 1 in Africa. Blue is dead because now they have a card. And also they have a really pissed off enemy in red who might just go hog wild and just kill them right now. Or clear out as much of blue as they can because they did suicide. This is an interesting game so far. We're in okay position so far. We don't want to be the first to turn in. I know we were last time, and that was just because of an exception to the rule where there are some times where like you should be the first to turn in, especially if you're about to clear out another player. That's going to allow you to re-up and turn in again. But is red just going to give up the game? Give the game to white? They're giving white 3 cards by doing this. Does white go for it? Because white only has 1 card. So if white accrues, 3 cards from that? Like they're still at 4 cards. So it's not a guaranteed turn in, and they're only going to have a 4 bonus from it. So if I'm white, I'm like weighing my options here. I think what they're doing right now is pretty wise, which is like they're going to kind of buff up their stack. Surprised they're leaving their 7 there. Oh, I think what they're trying to do is angle themselves to be in position to take out that 1, which purple is taking right now. Purple has 2 cards. Okay. Very interesting game. Purple also now holds 2 continents. This early in the game, purple is doing really well. Pink is going to take that easy 1. I'm going to let purple hold their territory. That might be the worst mistake I've made, but I'm going to just kind of let purple chill and hold their territory. I don't feel threatened by purple yet. Now, here's the problem. Everybody's waiting. Now red can be eaten by white. If red gets eaten by white, white has 2 cards. Blue has 2 cards. Okay, so white's going to clear them out for 4 cards. Actually, sorry. Red is going to clear out blue at this point. Probably. Red clears out blue. They get blue's 2 cards. They get 3 cards. And if they don't get a... Well, then they're going to have 5 cards. And then white is going to slam into red, take those 5 cards. Because I don't think they can cash in those cards. Yeah, they can't cash in those cards. So red is dead next turn. White eats red, takes the 5 troop bonus that red will now carry, and will proceed to dominate a lot of the map from that move. Red has no reason at this point. Like, red would be insane to not take out. I mean, white would be insane to not take out red. If white has a bad roll, then we're in real trouble territory. That was such a bad move. Okay, good. I thought they had sent their whole stack. So now they're going to have a really good card turn in. Because now they have 5 cards. So they get a big card turn in, which is only 4 troops. But now they have 4 cards to begin with. So if they're smart, what they'll do is move their 7 to the 9. Ah, yes. So white is not a bad player. They're going to get another bonus their next turn. I am in no bonus territory. Purple can go pretty hard at white right now and pretty much take most of North America, though. I don't think they do. I think they just break North America and chill. Just wait for white to do something stupid. Because white's next bonus is 6. So I think white has their eyes on eating me their next turn. I'm glad that magenta didn't have a bonus because that leaves white in a very bad position. So white will be kind of my equal on the next turn. I don't think, I mean, white was playing pretty, well, no, white's been playing pretty conservatively. So I don't think white is going to just take me out of the game. I think what I'll do here is actually move my territory over here and let white take Europe. Crap, I don't have a card turn in, so that wasn't a bad call. White might potentially take me out of the game. We'll see what their numbers look like. I don't think they can, but they might be able to. I'm glad I moved where I moved, though. They would have been able to. All right. White taking out purple in a very dumb way. So now it's kind of magenta's game to win. Although purple is going to have a good chunk of troops. So 8 plus 13. So they're going to have 22 on their stack. White only has 18 troops. This might be the end of white. For 3 cards, is it worth it? I wouldn't say so. I'd just resolve your territory and let white kind of kill themselves. Okay, I'm in a pretty good spot. We'll see how magenta affects it. I have 4 cards that I cannot cash in. Magenta can, I'm guessing, cash in their cards. Depends on what they do with those cards. Depending on how I can play my next turn. I hope they break purple. Yes. That's what I was kind of hoping for. All right, so this is going to be fun. White has 14 troops and 3 cards, and I have 4 cards that I can't cash in. The first cash in is going to be 10. That's worth it to me. So we're going to go ahead and take out white and hope that all goes well. Oh. I keep hitting the wrong thing. I'm like playing like a newbie with my the way I'm rolling my dice here. So we get an easy 3 cards here that I can take nice and slow. I should be able to take nice and slow. And that's going to give us a bonus cash in, which is excellent, of 10. And I think in this case, what I'll do is, who's my biggest threat? Magenta has a big card cash in next. So I think what I'll do is hit one of these and then move it to here. Because, again, I'm not trying to hold territory. I think magenta might take me out of the game. If they don't, we're still in really good standing. I don't think they can, though. Magenta is in a really solid position right now. Purple, not so much. Purple moves to reclaim their territory. Purple has 35. Okay, I have to keep that in mind. They have 35 troops. I have 39. Ooh. What does Magenta do with that 12? They can definitely eat a lot of my territory, but they cannot take my 17. They could hit my 17, weaken it entirely so that I get taken out of the game. I think they move to take Asia because that is a big card bonus. Good on them. They waste a lot of troops getting there, though. And then they break England, or they let me keep England? Possibly let me keep England. Because Asia's huge. Do you want to infuriate your neighbor? Okay. We're going to do our card turn in again. This gives us 15 troops. Trying to measure this out correctly. We're going to take out purple. Hopefully all my rolls go okay. And now it's between me and Magenta. I think Magenta wins. That's my theory. That's my guess on it, because I think their next thing is going to be a card cash-in. But who flippin' knows? So what we're going to do is we're going to break Magenta's territory, start eating as many cards as we can. And I'm going to go ahead and fortify over here. Oh my goodness. Off my game, you guys. And my hope is that they cannot turn in those cards. But I cannot turn in my cards, so I think Magenta wins this game. My only advantage right now is that Magenta has their 18 interior. So if Magenta pulls that 18 out, then we could be in a world of trouble. Did we actually end up in the end game with General Handsome? I love it. Do you think that General Handsome is secretly Frank Salazar? That's my question for you today. Is General Handsome secretly Frank Salazar? I liked that last move. That was a good one for me. Outlook's not looking so good. It's not looking so bad, but it's not looking so good. Christopher said he thinks that General Handsome is Frank Salazar. Okay, Outlook's looking much better, actually. Let's just take this out of the equation. Okay, we are dead on the next turn. Outlook is looking bad. I should have just broken the territory, but I wanted to break that. The only way I win here is if they don't have a card turn in, which would be really bad statistics, but I'm guessing they do have the big turn in. Yeah. So we might lose. I think we lose, but they don't have enough to take me out. So we may still yet win this game. I know that seems weird. Keep in mind on my next turn, I have 30 troops. And they're moving pretty slow, which is good. That wasn't a bad move to take the territories they're taking. It's going to eat into my bonus the next turn. Moving to take Asia is smart too. Because Asia, that area in Asia would give me a big bonus. So I'm not out of the game, but there is a high likelihood that Magenta wins this. Because Magenta will have 2 cards, while I will have 1 after I do my card cash in. And they have 38, so I can't possibly clear them out on the next turn. However, I can do something fun. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to clear everything we can out. So we're going to start here, and I'm going to kind of take Europe, and we'll come back for more later. We're going to take the US. Oh man, my play is really slow right now. I haven't been on my A game of like moving quickly, which is kind of a shame. I'm getting hearts from the handsome general. I think this game is won by me at this point, though. I don't think they can win at this point because I don't think they get a card turn in big enough. So I think that at this point, actually, we win this game. So we'll move this 3 here, and we'll let them kind of tirade across the prairie in a last-ditch effort, and then we will close out this game, which means on stream, 2 victories in a row to make up for my mediocre, crappy playing on my last live stream. How's that? 2 victories in a row, same game settings. These ones I played correctly. Let's close this out with victory and call it 2 victories in a row. And this also could be like, hopefully inspirational to you guys out there that if you stick with something, even when, you know, like every once in a while you're going to have losses, but if you stick at it, you get victory. And you get better, right? You learn from your mistakes. Like there's a couple misplays I made on the last few games that I did not repeat here. Boom, done. Victory. Yes. Okay. Now I feel pumped. I'm going to get back to comics. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you have not yet, experts, beginners, novices, and we retain our status and we'll go up. That ranking will go up a little bit. We're 1 step closer regaining our master status. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. I'm gonna go work on comic stuff. I will be working on comics again on stream shortly. I'm just doing a lot of the drawing stuff. I will recommend something. A friend of mine wrote a really great book that I'm midway through on audiobook called On Getting Out of Bed by Alan Noble. And it's a really awesome book that it's very faith-based. It comes from the perspective of a Christian. Alan writes a lot of theological books and stuff like that. But it also addresses mental health issues and kind of destigmatizing conversations about that kind of thing, which of course is right up my alley. And also Alan's a good guy and a good friend. So I encourage you guys check that out. That's what I will be listening to while I'm working on comics off stream. And then I will look forward to probably hop on stream a little bit later today and maybe play another few games of Risk. Thank you guys. If you haven't yet, hit the like button. I see you. I see that like button. I see how easy it would be to just click it. Do it right now. Boom. What are you doing? Clicking it. All right. And other than that, just let me know in the comments section, how you guys are doing. If you've had an experience like this game where you play a game, you get owned really hard multiple times, then you play another game and you just destroy multiple times. All right, that'll do it. I will see you guys on the next live stream. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, if you haven't, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when we're about to go live. And I will see you later today. Goodbye.